Elon Musk, in my opinion, saved free speech in America. I mean, I think
I agree.
let's think about it. If he doesn't take over X, I mean, yes, we've got some of these other platforms popping up, but it was like you said, Tim, the guy risked everything, put his money on the line, his freedom, his ability to own these companies, the control of them. And I think, he bet not just on the right horse, but on the right idea that the people were going to be with him, and I think they are.
I think the long or the long and short of it is if Zuckerberg is going to end the fact checkers, and they're going to have something like community notes, and they're going to actually try to open up to have free speech be a principle on the platform, I think it's an overall good. That doesn't mean you have to like Zuckerberg. That doesn't mean you have to trust him. I'm not, I post on my Instagram page a couple times a month maybe. I don't use Meta properties. I don't use Messenger. I don't have a Facebook page that I run or that I use. I closed my personal one down, my public personal page down in 2018. Because they do the whole throttling, where you can't get your people that follow you don't see your posts. It wasn't a big page. It was 60,000 or whatever. But I would post something and maybe 150, 200 people would see it. So I'm just all right, well, there's no point in posting anything on here. I'm not getting anything out to anyone. And I post on, even back then, posting on Twitter, I knew more people were seeing what I posted on Twitter than on Facebook. So I mean, I'm not saying that he's a guy to be trusted. I'm not saying that Facebook is the be all end all, but look, if there's a person that's saying the same things, like free speech is important, these are the things that we should care about, that's good. Cenk Uygur talking about that stuff, that's good. Anybody that's going to stop being, being ideologically motivated by what the government and what the left has been pushing for the past 10 or so years. Anyone that's moving away from that, I say we welcome them in at the very least to say you can listen to what they're saying. That's not saying that you have to trust them or anything.
Yeah. What did anybody think was going to happen? Because I've seen there's a lot of people I respect who are saying do not welcome these liberals in, who are now coming around and saying, oh, you know what? Oh, like Cenk Uygur is the perfect example. Yeah. And the point being made is the liberals who came out before the election and said, I've realized we got to do this and help Trump win, everybody's okay with that. They're like, we get it. Not everybody figured it out at the same time. Some people figured it out in 2015. Some people figured it out in 2020. I was late to the party, of course. And the question is, did you try to help Trump win? Or did you fight against him, and now that you've lost, you're turning it around? I get it. I think it's fine to criticize these people, but what did anyone think was going to happen when we won? These people are going to beg to be on the right side of history. So I say, look, take the power where you can, but just recognize you can't trust them in the long run. Yes. So if Cenk Uygur is going to his audience and saying, MAGA's not that bad, say, thank you, because I'll tell you what's going to happen. He's going to go to his audience. He's going to say, guys, listen, we've got to work with them. They won. We get it. If one person who watches Young Turk says, it's a fair point, I want to get stuff done, and then they go and they watch this show. Then they go, I didn't know that. Then they say, I'm more moderate than I realized. Cenk's an okay guy. Tim's an okay guy. We're winning if that happens. So when Mark Zuckerberg says, no more fact checkers, you can now talk about immigration, gender, and all this stuff, we're winning. Yeah. I don't like Mark Zuckerberg. It's not personal. It's professional. I think he just bends the knee and does whatever he's told because it's a cheap and easy path. But if we get this is big for us. I got to talk to my marketing team and social media team and be like, let's take a look. I'll tell you this. We barely use Facebook. And the reason why is every time we put out a video, they're telling me like, well, you mentioned the word trans, and that's probably going to get you demonetized for a week again. And I'm like, then upload whatever you can upload, I guess. And so we just basically ignore it. And not to mention TikTok, and they're like, TikTok, Trump's now saying, I don't know, maybe we'll keep TikTok around. No, TikTok is still miserable. It's the most censorious platform. I hear it 50 times a week from all these different people who are like, I got banned. I don't know why. And I'm like, yeah, okay. TikTok's terrible, right? Let's not cut them any slack. No. If they want to change and reform, we'll accept it. But I don't think we should cut the censorship platforms any slack. That being said, we can now start using Facebook again. And I'm hoping this means we can actually make money on the platform and it becomes a successful path towards spreading a message, fact-checking news, getting rid of the fact-checkers. Let me tell you, man, I put up a video in 2020 when the alternate slate submitted their electoral votes and it was not certified. And it was titled Republican Elector Slate Submits Electoral Votes to, for safe harbor deadline or whatever, which is a fact statement. They did. And this organization fact-checked it as false, claiming they are not the certified electors, which was not what I claimed. Facebook demonetized the channel, costing me money and basically deranking my posts. And when I messaged Facebook, because there's a contact at Facebook you can talk to, they said, this is an independent fact-checking thing. You got to take it up with them. When I emailed the fact-checkers, they ignored it and said, it's not a true statement. I ended up on the phone with some guy, and I said, my statement is a 100% factually correct statement, and I will cite the New York Times. And he's like, yeah, but it's not the real certified slate of electors. And I said, did you watch the video? And he's like, no. And I said, the first thing I say in the video is that the Republicans who were not certified and are not the certified electors cast their votes unofficially, and they're doing it as potentially a placeholder for a lawsuit. And he goes, oh. And I'm like, uh-huh. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, we'll remove that. And that was every day that these companies were doing things like this. Mark Zuckerberg knew what they were doing was wrong. He said in this video that they were politically biased. He knew it. And only now that Trump wins is he going to back off. But fine, I'll take it. I'll take a win when we can. This is what we fought for. We fought this political battle so that people like Mark Zuckerberg would put out a 5-minute-long video saying, I'm sorry.
Yep. Well, the one part in there, too, he says is, and this was widely known, but they're going to change their algorithm to, they were kind of suppressing all political or, civic speech.
Yeah.
And that was, like you said, I'm in the same boat, right? I've got a small Facebook page, but I haven't used it really actively for years because, Phil, like you said, you're putting all this content up and it's just, they're obviously throttling it. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he's going to, at least give us a fair shake, I think that's just going to be better for everybody.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.